Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's Monday today, February 23rd, and I decided to connect today because I think it's important to start the week with a view on what's going to happen, what might be happening. So let's go. We're starting with the dollar index as usual because we're expecting some movement in the week. Now this week might be slow in terms of impactful news. So not much volatility go on the dollar side. But it doesn't mean that the dollar will not move, right? It's just not going to be carried away by some momentum at some point during the news release, but it can still just continue to do what it wants to do. So we'll look at the structure in a moment. Just quickly to get rid of the news side, we have something coming up in the dollar tomorrow, Tuesday, I think. Let's see. Let's check. So today we don't have anything really. Tuesday we have ADP and Employment Change Weekly, which is marked as high impact, but might not be anything at all, and that would be on the New York Open, just 15 minutes before the New York Open. Then we might have, we definitely have Aussie news for those who are trading the Asian session on Wednesday, early morning. I mean, for us, but anyways, it's Wednesday. Then we have jobless claims again. So job news at New York Open on Thursday, and several different things happening on the last day of the week, Friday. But the most important are the inflations of the Eurozone and then the PPI, core PPI, at the on February at the New York Open. So that's it for. So let's assume that the market is not just going to move at the news with high volatility moves, but it will in any case do what it wants to do, continue do what it's doing, moving, mainly in the New York session because it's the dollar. At the open times, it might start moving. It might start moving earlier at the London session, or it might even start during the Asian session for some reason that we are not aware of. But the most important point is the structure. So last week, I warned everyone, I advised everyone of, let me put this in some blue form. I advised everyone on this up move in the dollar, so dollar appreciation, which is still going. There was a nice move on Friday for those who managed to get the sell. I'm still in the buy on the euro dollar because I'm looking for this structure on the 1 hour or 4 hours. This one here. So I'm looking for a down move, depreciation first on the dollar index, and then the continuation of the up move that I marked last week. So at the moment, I'm still in the buy on the euro from this level. I mean, we're seeing the dollar index, right? So I would be on the sell. I'm short against the dollar, so I'm betting on the depreciation of the dollar. And I haven't closed the trade, although it's better to close it on Friday evening because I got it really early, and I think it's going to continue to go today, or possibly make a bigger one here and go tomorrow. But either way, I'm thinking this first before the up move. So at the moment, we're looking at a small movement in the dollar in terms of dollar depreciation. So euro dollar buy, and pound dollar buy, right? So for instance, pound would be more or less at this area here. This would be our target, the 136 area, and the euro our target would be more or less this area. Right? So possibly almost to 119. That's our target. Now, if we go and look at this retracement, it's pretty sharp. So we can actually fib this and see if we can get another buy. Sorry, wrong instrument. Bear with me a second. So we can try and get another buy here. So I'm already in the buy as of Friday, but this is good. So people who aren't in it can look for a buy setup from in this area, right? 0.5, 50%, between the 50% and the 618 retracement can look for a buy, at least to this area, 1.186. Possibly, even higher, but, your target would be either here or here, right? And then you will bank it, because as I said, I'm looking for the bigger structure to be a potential big upside move on the dollar, right? So big appreciation of the dollar. So I'm looking at this to get a buy from here and load up on guns, as the song says, because this buy can go on for a long time. So what I would do is I would try and get a buy here at the best possible lowest price, and I would get different positions, several different positions. So you can close some when this target performs, but then if we start breaking the smaller trends, the bigger trend is around this area, so it's going to be a long way before you break it. But the idea is that you get some profit, but you save at least a part of the trades, a portion of the trades, for the longer term, right? So it's not a bad idea to buy multiple positions at this price, which is so low. So let's see what it does between today and tomorrow. But this week, we for sure should get a buy on the dollar index, which means a sell on the euro dollar, more or less from here, a sell in the pound dollar, similar structure. This can even come higher, but the higher it comes, the better the sell will be, right? Because you're selling at a high price. I'm also assuming a buy on the dollar CAD. So this looks like a similar structure. Actually, let me get rid of this trend line because it's wrong. Would be something more like this. So I'm expecting this first, right? And then the upside. This can come all the way to the bigger trend line that you're seeing here. But either way, I'm expecting depreciation of the dollar, so also against the Canadian dollar. So all across the board, basically depreciation, and then upside. So if you don't want to focus on the downside and focus on the upside, that's also okay, right? Because you'll see the divergence between this point and this point. How it looks, and then you'll get a buy setup. So that could be in a week. I mean, it can be in a few days or a week, or we don't have that kind of crystal ball. And then I'm also expecting US Swiss, of course. But so that would be similar to the US CAD. But at the same time, I'm not sure I would want to trade the Swiss just because the Swiss is inside the dollar. And I don't know. This has been going on for a while. So the Swiss is at the moment not my favorite pair to trade. I would focus on the euro dollar, pound dollar, Canadian. We can also look at the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar, but they are doing different things. Let me just remind you that the New Zealand dollar and the Australian dollar are not in the dollar basket, are not in the dollar index, right? They're not currencies that compose the dollar basket. The currencies that compose the dollar basket are the euro, the pound, the yen, the Swedish and Norwegian coronas, but not the not the New Zealand dollar, not the Aussie dollar, not gold or anything like that, right? It's just euro, yen, pound, Swedish krona, Norwegian krona, and Swiss franc. Okay, so I think we said we covered the dollar. So I'm to recap. I'm expecting between today and tomorrow depreciation of the euro dollar, of the dollar index. So the dollar, something like this, to finish this correction, and then a bigger upside. Both are good are going to be good trades. If you want to take both of them, that's good, very good. How do you get a setup? Well, let's go on the euro dollar. You're not going to buy just here because it hits the 0.5 retracement or the 618 retracement, right? You will it needs to stop, do, an end of the move structure, and then go. And ideally, when it stops, does an end of the move structure, and then it goes change of direction. You might even want to wait for a buy, set up a small correction to enter the buy. Right now, I'm drawing these on the 1 hour, but you will have to know how to look for these on the smaller time frames, right? Such as 15 or 5 minutes, right? But and you need to be trained to know how to get a setup, if it's the right time of the day to get a setup, and all of that, right? But so that's it for the dollar for the moment. I might also, I hope I'm able to, with all my work commitments, I might be able to do another update on the dollar, and I'll try and publish other videos on other interesting things that I saw in the morning on the charts. Okay, great being here. Thanks for watching, and remember to subscribe if you like what you hear and you think this is interesting and useful, so that I can, give you more updates, more videos, and all of that. Okay, have a good day. Bye.